36 Republican lawmakers on Tuesday called on party leaders to help enact a permanent solution for Dreamers by the end of the year, saying the issue has festered for too long, creating legal and economic uncertainty for young immigrants and the companies that employ them. The 35 members of the House GOP caucus, 34 representatives and Puerto Rico's non-voting member represent the largest bloc of Republicans to date to publicly voice support for a solution to one of the most emotionally charged elements of the years-long fight over immigration policy. They are American in every way except their immigration status, the group wrote. Nearly 700,000 Dreamers, the children of undocumented immigrants, are protected by Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, a Barack Obama-era program that President Trump is ending March 5. He has given Congress until then to enact a permanent solution, or thousands of Dreamers could begin facing deportation on a daily basis. The letter released Tuesday is co-signed by Republicans hailing from districts encompassing immigrant-rich Miami, suburban Philadelphia, New York's Hudson Valley, and rural Illinois. They include senior members of the House GOP caucus, among them Joe Barton, Texas, Fred Upton, Michigan, and Mike Simpson, Idaho, and several from competitive swing districts, including Ryan Costello, Pennsylvania, and Elise Stefanik, NY. Many of the co-signers are members of the Main Street Caucus, a group of pro-business moderate Republicans. But the letter writers did not endorse a specific piece of legislation or threaten to withhold support for any other legislation in a bid to resolve the issue. At least 4 pieces of bipartisan legislation in the House and Senate propose new laws to protect Dreamers from deportation and allow them to apply for U.S. citizenship. This is not a threat to leadership, one of the co-signers, Rep. Dan Newhouse, R. Wash, told reporters, adding later that we don't want to just pass legislation that would be popular, we want to pass legislation that would be successful. We should not be using these young people's lives as political footballs, Newhouse said. Rep. David Valadao, R. California, who represents a part of inland California that is dependent on migrant farm workers, added in a statement that Dreamers deserve to have confidence in what their future holds. This is not a partisan issue, and Congress must come together to provide a legislative solution so these individuals may continue to live in the only home they know, the United States. The letter of support also could become a critical factor in ongoing talks to pass a spending agreement in the coming weeks, as it confirms what many Democrats and Republicans who support immigration policy reforms have long believed, that there is widespread bipartisan support for changes in immigration laws. Because Democratic votes are needed to move any spending bill through the Senate, and probably through the House, they have the power to force Republican leaders to accept concessions. Democrats have yet to lay out how they intend to approach the spending negotiations, but dozens of liberal members are calling on Republicans to use the spending bill to enact permanent legal protections for Dreamers and have threatened to withhold support for a spending bill if a solution isn't enacted.